Hey you, welcome to the channel. In this video is my Premier League predictions game week 4. Game week 3 was a shocking weekend full of interesting results. Chelsea got a 2-0 dramatic victory over Fulham in the London derby. Manchester United also got their first victory of the season, beating Burnley by 3 goals to 2. Manchester City also went to the Emirates Stadium and they lost by 2 goals to 1. Arsenal also went to Anfield and lost by 1 goal to 0. Going into this game with 4, I'm looking out for spot on predictions. My name is Andy Finer. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment your thoughts and your predictions at the comment section. Without wasting much of your precious time, let's get into the game with 4 predictions. Yes, starting off the game with 4 predictions at the Emirates Stadium is between 3rd on the Premier League table, Arsenal, versus 10th on the league table, Nottingham Forest. So far so good, 3 games into the season, Arsenal have managed to get 2 wins and lost 1. The last game they played was against Liverpool, which they lost by 1 goal to 0. Talking about Nottingham Forest, 3 games into the season, they've won 1, lost 1, and drew 1. So going into this game, the last game they played was against West Ham, which they lost at home by 3 goals to 0, which I think it was a very terrible performance. They were able to hold that game. In the last 10 minutes of the game, they conceded 3 goals and they lost against West Ham United. So I think Arsenal can get it over the line despite injuries worrying Arsenal with the likes of Bukayo Saka. But I think Odegaard came in their game against Liverpool, so with Odegaard he's good to play in this game against Nottingham Forest at the Emirates. Let's talk about Victor Gyökeres. Do I think he really fit this Arsenal system? Because I watched him in their game against Liverpool and the whole striker played 90 minutes. He got 17 touches. This is not impressive at all. With higher expectation on him, I think he can do better. And in this game against Nottingham Forest, I'm looking out for Victor Gyökeres to at least get a goal or assist in that game. My prediction for this game, I'm predicting Arsenal to get a 2-0 victory over Nottingham Forest. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Yes, moving on to the next game at the Vitality Stadium is between AFC Bournemouth versus Brighton. Interestingly, these are 2 teams who all got victories in their game week 3 fixtures. Well, AFC Bournemouth managed to get a 1-0 win over Tottenham Hotspur, and Brighton also got a 2-1 comeback victory over Manchester City, which was very interesting. Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium against Brighton. What do I think is going to happen? I will not be shocked if this game ends in a draw. So far so good this season. I think Semenyo has been a standout player for this Bournemouth side, and well, he helped them in their game against Tottenham Hotspur. The style that they are playing, I think, is very good, and this season, despite they lost so many players in the transfer window, but I think they are still playing a very beautiful football, and I applaud them for that. So going this game, what is my expectation or what is my prediction? Bournemouth versus Brighton. I'm predicting this game to end in a 1-1 draw. AFC Bournemouth 1, Brighton 1. Moving on to the next game at the Selhurst Park is between Crystal Palace versus Sunderland. Interestingly, so far so good, 3 games into the season, and we have only 3 teams who are unbeaten in the Premier League, and it's Crystal Palace, Chelsea and Liverpool. These are the only 3 teams who are unbeaten in game week 4. So this is going to be an interesting game. Talking about Crystal Palace, in their first game got a draw, second game draw, and they won their last game 3-0 against Aston Villa. Talking about Sunderland, they won their first game in the season, lost their second game, and they won their 3rd game. So far, despite a new promoted side, they've gotten 6 points out of 3 games. So I think it's very good and it's very impressive. Talking about Sunderland, and going into this game at Selhurst Park, I think Crystal Palace have a very good team, and I don't think Sunderland can stand or at least even earn a point in this game. I'm predicting this game to end in favor of Crystal Palace. My prediction is a 2-1 victory over Sunderland. Crystal Palace 2, Sunderland 1. Yes, moving on to the next game at Hill Dickinson Stadium is between Everton versus Aston Villa. So far so good, 3 games into the season, Everton have managed to get 2 wins out of 3 games, and they lost only one game, which was against a new promoted side, Leeds United. In game week 3, Everton got a 3-2 victory over Wolves, which I think it was very impressive. Let's talk about Jack Grealish. 4 assists in 2 games for Everton. This is impressive, and I think he has been a standout player despite he didn't perform at Man City, and now Jack Grealish has been an exceptional player for this Everton side, and if he keep up like this, I'll not be shocked he's going to contend for Premier League Player of the Month in August, because he has been a standout player for Everton. And going into this game, Everton versus Aston Villa, who this season have really struggled. 0-0 against Newcastle in game week 1, lost 1-0 to Brentford, and now in game week 3 lost 3-0. I think this hasn't been the Aston Villa that we knew last season, and something must be done. Despite the transfer window has come to an end, I think it's about time Aston Villa has to start winning games. And are they going to start winning games with Everton? Probably no. I don't think Everton is going to give up, because they've had a very impressive start of the season, and I think they are going to keep it up. In this game, I'm predicting this game to end in a draw. I'm predicting Everton to Aston Villa 2. Moving on to the next game at Craven Cottage is between Fulham versus Leeds United. Fulham in game week 3 lost 2-0 against Chelsea, and Leeds United also got a 0-0 draw against Newcastle United in game week 3. Talking about Fulham against Chelsea, I mean, this has been a dramatic and controversial game. Most people are talking about Josh King's goal that he scored against Chelsea that was disallowed. To me, I think it was up to the referee to decide whether it was a foul or it wasn't, because there was a contact between Muniz and Chalobah. So definitely, because they did a VAR check, there was nothing the referee could have done. It's so controversial to the point like people are saying Chelsea were lucky that the VAR helped Chelsea to win by 2-0 against Fulham. But well, it is what it is. Leeds United also had a very boring game, which was ended in a 0-0 draw. So going into this game at the Craven Cottage, what do I think is going to happen? Fulham versus Leeds United. What is my score prediction? I'm predicting Fulham to get a victory over Leeds United. My prediction is Fulham to Leeds United 1. Moving on to the next game at the St. James Park is between Newcastle United versus Wolves. Interestingly, 3 games into the season, Newcastle United have drew 2 of their games and they've lost 1 against Liverpool. So far, in game week 3 got a 0-0 draw against new promoted side Leeds United. And while in game week 3 too, Wolves also lost 3-2 against Everton in game week 3. Going to this game at the St. James Park in game week 4, what is my score prediction? I'm predicting Newcastle United to get their first victory of the season, beating Wolves by 3-1. Newcastle United 3, Wolves 1. Yes, moving on to the next game at the London Stadium is between West Ham United versus Tottenham Hotspur. This is a London derby, and interestingly, Kudus Mohammed is going back to the London Stadium. I know most of West Ham fans are angry at Kudus for leaving West Ham and joining Tottenham Hotspur. These two teams in game week 3, West Ham United got a 3-0 victory, and Tottenham Hotspur also lost 1-0 against AFC Bournemouth in game 3. So both teams going into this game, Tottenham Hotspur so far 3 games, they have 6 points, and West Ham, they've lost 2 of their 3 games and they won 1. And going into this game at the London Stadium, could they improve upon their 3-0 win in game 3? Interestingly, Tottenham Hotspur side, who has been very impressive in their first 3 games, despite the loss against AFC Bournemouth, I think they will play some beautiful football, and if they continue, they are going to get it over the line against West Ham United, and probably Kudus Mohammed will even score against his former team, West Ham United. What is my score prediction going into this game? I'm predicting this game to end in favor of Tottenham Hotspur. My prediction is Tottenham Hotspur 3, West Ham United 1. Moving on to the next game at the G-Tech Community Stadium is between Brentford versus Chelsea. So far so good. 3 games into the season, Brentford have lost 2 of their games and they've won 1. Chelsea have also won 2 of their last 3 games into the Premier League, and they've drew 1. 1-2, drew 1. Chelsea is now second on the Premier League table and going into this game in game week 4 against Brentford side, who in game week 3 lost 2-1 against Sunderland, a new promoted side. And Chelsea also won 2-0 against Fulham in the London derby in game week 3. Going into this game at the GTEC Community Stadium, what are my expectations? And let's talk about Joao Pedro. This guy has been an exceptional player. Despite Cole Palmer has been injured for some time now, he has stood out and been the standout player for this Chelsea side. 4 goals contributions in 2 games. This is unreal. This is something Chelsea has been missing for years. And what is my prediction going into this game? I'm predicting Chelsea to get a 3-1 victory over Brentford. Chelsea 3, Brentford 1. Moving on to the next game at the Telford Mall is between Burnley versus Liverpool. Liverpool so far so good, 3 games in the season. They are the only team with 100% record. They've won all their last 3 games in the Premier League. Now they are topping the league table with 9 points. This is interesting. Talking about Burnley side, who also in game 3 lost 3-2 against Manchester United. So far so good, they've lost 2 of their opening games, they've won only 1. And the only game they won was against another new promoted side, that was Sunderland, in game week 2. Going into this game in game week 4 at the Telford Mall, what are my predictions or what are my expectations going into this game? Let's talk about Alexander Isak. Finally, he got his dream move from Newcastle United to join Liverpool. And how is he going to fit in this Liverpool squad with the likes of Ekitike now also performing? That's why he didn't score in their last game against Aston, but well, 3 goals contribution for Ekitike. I think he will get a start. And will Liverpool bench Ekitike to play Alexander Isak? That is a question for the gods. And let me know what you think about that. Do you think Liverpool will play the 2 strikers at the same time, or they are going to bench someone to play one? Let me know what you think about that one. But what are my score prediction between Burnley and Liverpool in this game? I'm predicting Liverpool to get a 4-0 victory over Burnley. Liverpool 4, Burnley 0. Moving on to the next game at the Etihad is the game of the week. Manchester City versus Manchester United. This is the Manchester derby. If you look at the Premier League calendar season, this is one of the fixtures you always look out for. Manchester City versus Manchester United. And this game is so interesting, it's so being anticipated to the point that I'm looking out for this fixture every single calendar year. And this season is coming on in game week 4. Who is going to get the win, or who is going to be the surprise icon? Let's talk about these 2 teams. Let's talk about Manchester City. So far so good. 3 games into the season, Manchester City have only won 1 of their last 3 games. In game week 1 got a 4-0 victory over Wolves. Game week 2 they lost 2-0 against Tottenham Hotspur. In game week 3 lost 2-1 against Brighton, and this is going to be their 4th game. It's not against any other than Manchester United team, who last season Manchester City lost 2-1 against United. So going into this game, it's a very dicey and interesting game coming up. Talking about Manchester United, so far so good. 3 games into the season, they lost their first game against Aston. In their second game, drew 1-1 against Fulham, and in their third game, got a 3-2 victory over Burnley. So going into this game, talking about Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim, I don't think he will last past game week 10. How things are going if United lose against Manchester City, because so far Manchester City also has their own problem, because 3 games they only won 1, and it was against a team who last season nearly gone for relegation, and well, they only beat Wolves this season. Will Amorim get victory over Pep Guardiola? It is what it is. How their things are going and how they are playing. They only won against Burnley, and I'll show a video of my friend who is a United fan and how she was rejoicing for winning against Burnley. So United won against Burnley, and see how she is rejoicing, celebrating, jumping all over the place like they won some important game. Are you not ashamed of yourself? I mean, who celebrate winning against Burnley. It's just fun and vibes. What is my score prediction going into this game? Manchester City versus Manchester United. I'm sitting on a bench and I'm predicting a draw game. My prediction is Manchester City to Manchester United 2. I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. So these are my predictions for Premier League game week 4. My name is Andy Fire. Let me know your thoughts and your minds at the comment section. And predict your scoreline too. I'll come and interact with you and let's have fun. Till we meet in another video. Bye bye for now.
I could have done something else. Because it's as if this match was purely scripted. How can you tell me that? Okay, first of all, look at the handball. You see the handball that was a pure handball. You're telling me it's a natural position. Natural what? It was clear as, I mean, this would have been, okay, after this would have been 1-1. And probably they would have equalized. But look at how many off targets, were they necessary? Look at the off targets. So many.